Hey there, it's Gail with this week's energy reading. I wanted to say thank you for those of you who tune into this live or on the replay. Just wanted to acknowledge you and let you know how much I appreciate you. And if you're new, thank you for checking this channel out. I also wanted to just say, I wanted to talk a little bit about the energies and why there was no reading last week, and then I'll hop into this week's reading. Although I will say, just to kick things off, that I feel like the energy has definitely shifted from last week to this week. So one of the reasons why there was no reading last week, there was no just quick check-in with the weekly energies, is over the weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend before, I just was kind of feeling a low energy, not in a bad way, just, tired. And I really was listening to my body and really going within and trusting my guidance. Part of my journey over the last year or two is really getting into a place where I trust myself, myself being my 3D self, trust my higher self, and trust in the universe. And so I had meditated, I had tuned in, and I was asking about next steps, and I got the message to take the week off, which kind of made me laugh because I felt like I've been taking it kind of easy over the last few weeks after the retreat. And I may do a different video on this, but just very quickly wanted to share that I felt like I had a fairly big expansion leading up to the retreat, then during my retreat. And as my dear friend and colleague Veronica over at Evolvative so aptly reminded me last week, is that when we have these expansions, when we raise our vibration, naturally we're going to need a period of contraction, a period to adjust to those new energies. So that's what's been going on with me. And I got this message to just take a break, completely take a break from anything business related, mission related. Focused very much more so on just things at home, taking care of my kids, taking care of me and my own needs. So it was a week of just being still, self-care, self-love. And so the reason why I'm sharing that is we've been so conditioned to ignore those messages from our inner wisdom, from our bodies, to feel guilt or shame or like we're not doing enough. And what I wanted to say on the other end of having done that, and also having some of those thoughts and emotions come up about, not doing a whole lot last week. The sky didn't fall. Everything's fine. I haven't gone bankrupt, all the things that we kind of make up in our head about what it means to just slow down and be still and listen to what our body's telling us, listen to what our intuition and wisdom is telling us. Things are very much the same this week as they were the week before, where I was doing a little bit more with my business. So just wanted to share that with you in case somebody out there needed to hear that. This really is a time for lightworkers and starseeds to be honing and trusting intuition. I know a lot of those of you who follow are already on that path, already work with that. And what I'm sensing is that we're being called to just take that to the next level, or a deeper level, right? Just living into trusting more fully. So just wanted to share that before we get into the reading. And I was called mostly to do oracle cards today. I do have a tarot deck just for clarification if need be, and I don't even know if I'm going to use all these decks, but these were the decks that I was drawn to before setting up. I also have my cards again, so they wanted me to play with my cards, and I'm actually going to start with those. So what messages do you have for lightworkers, starseeds, the collective for this week? Mission, healing. Okay. Plan and experience. Interesting. Okay, so plan and experience. So when I hear experience, I think of retreats and retreat experiences, but this could just be an experience for yourself. I'm also feeling for some of you, it's like maybe there's been something that you've been wanting, a skill you've been wanting to hone, or maybe you just wanted to get creative and playful, and maybe you want to have kind of like a personal retreat, right, for yourself. Like maybe that's a self-care retreat, kind of like what I did last week. For some of you, it could actually be that you're planning some sort of experience for clients that you're working with. Let's see what other cards. Interview someone. Okay. Maybe interesting. So maybe you're doing like a Facebook Live or something on YouTube. You have a podcast. So it could be more of an experience like that where or it's, like a live workshop or a live virtual workshop. Could be a live, that's interesting. It could be a live in-person workshop. It could be a virtual workshop where you're doing some laser coaching with people in the audience. Oh, that's okay. So like if you follow Abraham Hicks, like it's some sort of experience like that where it's very in the moment, in your present, and you're channeling messages from, your higher self, from source, divine, whatever you want to call it. And you're kind of in this space where you're co-creating with whoever it is that someone that you're interviewing. And I'm not feeling like it's an interview. It's more of like a hot seat kind of thing, laser coaching kind of thing, not so much as a traditional interview. That's cool. Ooh, no. Tell me more about this no. Okay, so I'm feeling like this is a reminder. Okay, there's a lot coming through. This has to do with boundaries, and what I'm feeling is that this is a no to the hustle. It's a no to the hustle in a general sense, but it's also like no to overfunctioning, proving, like proving your value. It's like overdoing. Sorry, it's like really lots of different images and thoughts coming through with this. So there may be some of you out there who feel like you have to constantly be showing the world how great you are, right? Like there's an energy of convincing, of proving, And by the way, like, we all do this. Okay. So there's no judgment here. And also, like, this is the message that's coming through. So, if this is you, think about how you may be showing up this way. If it's not you, take what resonates and leave the rest. But I know in particular, all right, I'll just say it. In particular, women, we have a tendency to be in this proving energy. And really taking our natural instincts to nurture and take care of others and kind of go overboard with that. So there's something here about cleaning up the energy around this. If this is a pattern that you're in, or if this is kind of like your default mode of taking care of others. So this could be clients, this could be employees, this could be family, friends, partner, spouse, whatever. What I'm feeling with this, it's 11:11, by the way. What I'm feeling with this is like, Spirit wants you to kind of pull back and focus more on yourself and your own, the things that bring you joy, bring you happiness, light you up, that you're passionate about. And then to trust, like, just be in that space and trust that your people will see that, they'll feel that. If you're having to convince people to come along with you on, whatever journey that you're taking them on, it's a no. Spirit's saying that's a no. And to really trust that. Now, I get, like, sometimes, you need to make money or what have you. And it's like, this is an invitation to trust that, number one, Spirit's got your back. Don't worry about the money. And to really hone your discernment of, am I pulling this person along? Am I trying to convince them what I see is good for them? So this is another thing that can happen, right? Like, those of us who are really tuned in and tapped in, we can see what for others, and sometimes we're really good at seeing for others and in others more so than we are for ourselves, right? And so we kind of can see, like, the big picture or the vision, or, I just want to say one thing in regards to that. We may see a big picture or vision for them. That does not necessarily mean that it's their big picture or vision. So, number one, that. Number two, just because we see it doesn't mean that they're there yet. Doesn't mean that they're ready yet. And so what I'm also feeling here is that if you have a tendency to get swept up in that energy and excitement for what you see for them, but they're not quite there yet, this no is, it might not be the right time to work with them or to collaborate with them or to co-create with them, whatever it is. It could be a personal relationship, could be a business relationship. That doesn't mean that they are a no. It just means that what you're trying to get them to do, sorry about that, what you're trying to get them to do is a no. And so it's like, take a step back, right? And give yourself a gut check. Like, how are you feeling about this? Are you feeling resistance from them? Are you feeling like you're pushing, and not from a place of challenging or truth, but pushing from a place of lack or scarcity or neediness or having something to prove. Okay, I know that was a lot of words, but wow, they had a lot to say about that. So, all right, just to recap. So you're planning an experience this week, potentially. Be really clear and discerning about who this is, who you're working with, who you're wanting to take on the journey with you, and be mindful of your own patterns and your own thought processes and your own energy in the process. Okay, so they want me to grab some Sacred Force Oracle cards. Oh my God, seriously? Trust. Yeah. Trust. Crystal Cave. I'm just looking at the picture here. So I see, okay. So I see this peacock here. Oh, sorry, the light's not great. So this peacock is kind of over her, right? And this is kind of what I feel like this is what I'm talking about, right? So just be mindful of this tendency to maybe perform or just show how clever you are, how smart you are, right? Like, remember, it's not, if you're here and you're serving and you're wanting to help and support and facilitate and guide, it's not about fixing, it's not about it's not about fixing, it's not about saving people. It's really about, yes, seeing their potential, but also seeing them that they're exactly where they need to be. Okay, so how does that shift your energy when you look at them and you're not seeing flaws and faults, you're seeing the divine perfection, even if it doesn't look perfect, right? It looks perfectly imperfect. How does that change? Like, this is, I just keep hearing peacocking, like no more peacocking, like really go within, go connect with your heart, connect with your clients or your loved ones on a heart level, on a soul level, right? There's a lot of mental energy that I'm picking up this week, in this reading for this week. I know Mercury just went direct, so I don't know, that might have something to do with it. But it's like, don't get out of this peacocking, right? And just trust yourself, right? You've got the skills, you've got the capabilities, you've got the magic. Look at how magical she is, right? And just trust in that. And trust that whoever it is that you're working with or collaborating with or just being with, right? Like, they've got their own magic too. Okay. Any other, oh yeah, a couple more. Wow. Great cards. Okay. So activation. Spirit guardian of spring. Okay. So there's stars and daffodils and little pixies. This kind of reminds me of the, maypole celebration, which I don't know a whole lot about that. If anybody watching does, leave a comment below. There's a swan here. Okay, when I see swans, that often makes me think of twin flames. Why did you want me to talk about that? Okay. So what I'm feeling with this card is that you have entities elementals, perhaps a twin flame, their higher self. You've got like a team, okay? You've got a team that's helping you with your journey, your healing journey, perhaps with your mission. But you see how they're like really kind of ethereal, right? Like, so you may not be seeing this, but I feel like this activation is like they're on the case. your spiritual team, if that's what you want to call it, or like I call mine the Galactic Council. They've got your back. Okay, so this is just a reminder, kind of like a little knock on the door, like don't forget us. So there's angels or entities or your guides that are all wanting to help, and they want me to remind you that you have to ask for the help too, right? Like they won't interfere unless you let them know that you want their help. So this could be, activating your team, right? Giving them, don't they look like they're having fun here, right? Like these little sprites. But when I look at this, I feel like they're just waiting. They're here waiting in the wings for an assignment, right? So maybe activate their assignments this week. And then we also got this this power card. We have a full moon coming up this week. I don't know if you can see, this is a pretty full moon here on the card. And then this looks like a full moon to me as well. I'm going to read this card. I got this card a couple weeks ago, and I just thought it was so powerful. And, oh, look at that. Also an 11. We got some 11s today. This card suggests it's time to step into your power and take charge of your life. Look to see if there is anyone in your life who is trying to run the show. That could be this too. Speak your truth. Take back the authority of your own life. You're ready to stand in your strength. If you've lost or given away your authority to someone or something else, it's now time to reclaim it. Okay, so that pattern of proving, rescuing, saving, chasing, fixing, that's actually giving your power away, I'm feeling. Also, constantly confiding in other people versus coming into your own wisdom, connecting with your own heart, asking the divine, your higher self. If you're holding on to limiting beliefs, or if you're afraid of being shunned, judged, or ostracized, it's time to let go of those limitations. Release any fear of misusing your gifts. True strength doesn't dominate or manipulate. It's a gift from the Creator that dwells within you. You have the spiritual power that's born of sacred love, wisdom, and grace. This ability can heal others and bring light into the darkness. You are a radiant, glorious being. Dragon Spirit at your side is a mighty ally. He empowers you with healing and restorative abilities. He helps you overcome any obstacle, and he protects you in all areas of your life. The spirit of the dragon says, within you dwells the remarkable power to manifest your dreams, gain great riches, and activate ancient wisdom. All right. So this may be calling on your ancestors as well to help you. Yeah, definitely feeling that. Take back your power and express your strength with grace. Yeah, so this week is really about stepping into your power, right? Speaking your truth. letting go of those limiting beliefs, those default patterns, right? And that's all, that doesn't happen overnight, right? So give yourself grace. And being aware is the first step. Definitely feeling an upgrading of energy here as well. Don't forget to call on your spiritual team or your, whatever you want to call it, your divine team, spiritual team. If you don't resonate, I don't know why they're telling me to talk about this, but if you don't resonate with the word spiritual, like, call it whatever you want, right? Maybe you just connect with loved ones on the other side, right? Maybe it's your angelic team. They're just words, okay? They're just words. Whatever it looks like or means specifically for you, use that. All right, so that is the reading for this week. Thanks for tuning in. If this resonates, I'd love to hear in the comments below, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.